I was about 15 or 16 years old, and I tried pot for the first time, and it kind of just seemed harmless at the time.
Began to use drugs such as pills and alcohol.
Started drinking and just doing a lot of things that I never thought that I was gonna do.
When I was 17, I got in trouble for burglary. I broke into a tavern and stole all the alcohol out of there.
3 semesters of failed attempts to get through college, and the Army as well, trying to hide my use.
Was starting to get really bad into meth.
Violated probation and went to jail for 7 months.
When I first went to jail, I was terrified.
Been to jail and lost my license, and been in car accidents, and seen people die next to me from overdoses.
I was lost, I was miserable. I hated myself, and I hated my life.
I got to the point in my addiction where it was whatever was in front of me, and that's what I'm doing. Just looking for the next high and didn't really care what it was.
Sentenced to different programs, rehabs. I was on parole, I had to do classes. Got drunk the day I got out,
I have a 2-year-old son, I have a wife. In the last year, my son's too. I missed half his life.
That's when it really dawned on me that I really need to make a change, and I really need to get all my old ways out of me before I just lose everything.
That's where a lot of guys usually come to us. They've lost everything, and they know that they're at life or death. They are crying out for help. And that's where Trinity steps in and say, we want to provide a place where these men can get help.
They have been fed this philosophy that they have a disease and they can do nothing about it, but we give them hope in the fact that the gospel teaches something different, and the gospel has the power to change lives.
What happens here is transformation takes place, where we begin to have men get their eyes off their addictions and begin to put Christ at the center of their life. And when they begin to do that through our coaches and our staff and our mentors and our chaplains here at Trinity, then the addictions go away.
When I was young, we went to church, but it was, Sunday for an hour, my family talked about God. That was it.
I knew that there was a God, I was just running from him the whole time. And so coming here, finally, it was just like, okay, I'm ready to accept the fact that he's calling my name.
You just put the first step forward. God chose you. He's already done all the work. Literally, all you have to do is acknowledge that.
I've tried to quit the drugs several times on my own and always returned back to it. But when I gave my life to Christ, it was different desires. He created the new desires in me that I don't want to go back to that.
The transformation that happened was nothing short of a miracle.
Since I've been here, I wasn't expecting it to change me the way that it has. It did a whole 180 on me.
These guys seeing that the transformation is real and legitimate. It's complete freedom from addiction. I'm not controlled by this anymore. I can live a normal life, a life that God intended for me to live.
This residential program, when you bring in a new phase, we're bringing in 10 to 12 men at one time from a variety of different backgrounds.
You get a bunch of guys in one house, there are going to be quarrels and stuff like that here and there, but for the most part, everybody we all care about each other, we all love each other, and they're like brothers.
There's not a bad day that goes on in Trinity for me. It's always a good day.
This place is to me, it's a blessing. A house of a bunch of addicts and a bunch of messed up people, man, it runs pretty good.
When you're strung out on drugs and you've been doing that, you have absolutely no money. The guys that apply and want to come in here, I would say 95% of them are broke.
It's a free program to these men. All we ask is just an application fee of $200 at the beginning to help get them in. That's the only thing they would have to pay, and we're blessed to have people who support us, churches, individuals, organizations, and business who see our goal to see these men's life transformed.
This place is amazing. I can't articulate what this place can do in your life. It is free, but it can give you everything.
God works all things for the good, for those who are called. I know that for a fact because he's done it in my life.
Therefore, there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. You get lied to about the guilt and the shame of what you used to do, but God promises when Christ saves you, there is no more guilt or condemnation. He doesn't look at those bad things anymore. He sees you as dearly loved child.
I mean, I can't even put into words what it has done in my life. I mean, it saved my life.